What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the RoosterRetro Show. My name is Roo, and you are watching Mega Man X, a wonderful Capcom game here, as you can see by the titles. And we'll go through the credits here, or title screen here a little bit, because it's got some cool little information to go through. Mega Man X was one of course, my favorite games as a child. I'm going through all my favorite games first, before I get into games that I probably can't beat. But anyway, here's a little diagnostic screen essentially going on. Looks like Dr. Kane has logged in to Mega Man X's specification stats of some sort. He is not Mega Man from the original games. This is X, and he was found in a capsule by Dr. Kane, I think 200, 300 something years after the events of the first series. So yes, this is a different X, or a different Mega Man. His name is X. There we go. And he comes with a warning, and I'm gonna turn that annoying sound down there a little bit so we don't kill our eardrums before we get started with the game. X is the first of a new generation of robots which contain an innovative new feature, the ability to think, feel, and make their own decisions. However, this ability could be very dangerous. If X were to break the first rule of robotics, a robot must never harm a human being, the results would be disastrous, and I fear that no force on Earth could stop him. Approximately 30 years will be required before we can safely confirm his reliability. Or maybe it was only 30 years. Unfortunately, I will not live to see that day, nor do I have anyone to carry on my work. Therefore, I have decided to seal him in this capsule, which will test his internal systems until his reliability has been confirmed. Please do not disturb the capsule until that time. There we go. X, oh, there's more. X possesses great risks, that's hard to say for me, for some reason, as well as great possibilities. I can only hope for the best. September 18, 20XX, Thomas Light. So yes, Thomas Light, Dr. Light indeed did create Mega Man X, and this is one of the coolest intro songs of any game, period. It's just radical. It's got that rock and roll style theme to it. It's perfect. You know, these guys who designed this game were into rock, metal. It's obvious. It's awesome. Even since the early days. Anyway, but we'll just go ahead and start here. All the other options and all that stuff are, well, optional. There's just some music. I think there's a music player. I don't think there's any live increasement or anything like that. Not that it matters in this game. Not a big deal. Yeah, Mega Man X. When did this come out? This is I don't remember if it was early 90s or later 90s. I suppose I could just look it up. I'm going through these. Now you can clip these little guys right here if you can hit them just low enough in the spikes, they won't break the ground there beneath our feet. And these, I always call these like vacuum monsters, even though they're not really vacuums, they shoot missiles, but they kind of resemble that to me for some reason, like an enhanced Dust Man or something. I don't know. But that just rocks missiles and plasma power beams and all that good stuff. Yeah. And this is an introductory stage, essentially, to get you used to the controls, the charge, jumping, shooting, you know, the same stuff that most Mega Man games always had. And the new mechanic in this game is the ability to do that. That's like kind of like a wall jump, essentially. Kind of, to me, just looks like he's boosting off with his knee, but that's okay. Yes, it's a wall jump, which is the mechanic introduced, and going forward for all of the X games. This will be a new thing here. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Did it come out in Japan in '93 and in North America in 1994? Now, I will be going through the first main three Mega Man X games, no doubt, because those are the ones that I can beat. I beat this one first. Actually, I'll take that back. I don't know if I've ever really finished X2. I've beaten X3. But X2 is kind of the harder one, I think. Out of all three of the first Super Nintendo ones, that X2 game kind of presents the biggest challenge to me. Maybe it's just because I don't know it as well as the other two games. I don't really remember why that is. Okay, so I know that I did have a friend of mine back in school who owned this game. I never owned it back then. But yeah, a friend of mine whose house I went to all the time. I would go over there and play some Mega Man X pretty damn religiously. And I don't believe he ever got Mega Man X2, and I don't remember ever being able to rent that either, because by the time we were renting some stuff, Mega Man X3 I think had already dropped, because that's the one that I remember definitely getting from Blockbuster. And renting multiple times to try to beat the hell out of until they finally did. That game's kind of a rarity nowadays. It's kind of hard to find, so now I kind of wish I had just kept it from Blockbuster, like most other Blockbuster games that I rented instead of buying. You know, being a kid back then, games are so easily accessible now, and you get to keep them. It's like, why couldn't I have just kept some of those cards? What was I thinking? All right, this is Vile. He is one of our arch nemesis type robots. I've definitely gone Maverick. Maverick, what that means in this game is robots that have, well, gone against their programming, essentially because, well, they're AI. And that's what happens when AI, when you allow it to do whatever you want. They can just go Maverick. They go rogue, essentially, but they call it Maverick. So, and what is that? Oh, a blast from the distance, and it's our good buddy Zero. And, my favorite character in this series. I love Zero. Zero is the man. I guess I was not... Wait, what's it say? I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. Well, duh, that was Vile and his super rocket suit. Whatever the hell that thing is called. You should expect to defeat him. And remember, you have not reached full power yet. This reminds me, I did this game a long time ago on one of my older channels that just went nowhere. And boy, was I bad at Let's Playing back then. Let me tell you, I had all these tricks and I had all these things in mind, just grandiose ideas, and I changed the voice, and yeah, 8-bit poops if you want to go find that. But I had like no confidence in my commentary voice, so yeah, that's old, and I'll just keep it there on the internet for nostalgia purposes, I guess. Hey, this is where I came from. All right, and this is where we're going, up and out. There we go. And for beating the level, you get a password, as per usual in most of the Mega Man series games. There we go. You can change this little thing here to show you the world map instead if you want to see where all these where your bosses are coming from, or you can check out their specs. And that's pretty neat too. That's kind of a nice little feature. It shows you what you're gonna get, what they use. So yeah, we'll start definitely with Chill Penguin, as is per usual for most people that play this game. The other thing that Mega Man X does differently from the older games is you now have, if you couldn't tell from the front of the box in the game, you have armor upgrades. No longer just rolling around as the Blue Bomber. Well, you are still the Blue Bomber, but you get a nice upgraded suit of armor to go with it, as well as a helmet, a gun, and some boots. And that is why I'm coming to Chill Penguin first, because the first pickup becomes like a main staple in the game after this game. And it's no longer required at its base functionality to have an upgrade for it. So only in this game was the speed boots that crucial to get. Otherwise, you'd be running around, really nowhere near your full potential, stuff like that. So, and yeah, I was purposely ignoring the pickups. I know I'm kind of, I have a tenacity, I guess, the word I'm looking for, to pick up every pickup that drops, but I will eventually when I can put them to use. And that's actually a hard jump to make right here. You gotta get right on the edge and clip that. See, this would be a situation solved by the boots that I don't have yet, that I'm about to get. But tricky stuff like that. Unless maybe I was just doing it wrong. I probably could have just climbed up in the wall and then yeah, maybe that was the case. It's just user error, as usual. Alright, so you've come. X. I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. It did not. But now it seems you are destined to fight. That is right. Because I thought the world might need a new champion. Yeah, whatever happened to the regular Mega Man? That's a question that I'd like to have answered. I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your power. Oh, beyond anything the world has ever known. Yeah, if it wasn't a period, it ain't done. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. There we go. And going forward, those won't be as long. That was just the first introductory one. As you can see, they didn't really hide it. Also, going forward, these will be more well hidden. And not quite out in the open just like that, so get used to that. not really being a thing. and in future games either, yeah, that's the only time that capsule is gonna be out there. But hey, check it out, we've got speed boots, speed booster. I'm down with that. Easily used just by a tap of the A button, or you hold down the A button to pull out your dash. You can hold down the A button and jump off walls for kind of like a super dash wall jump off a wall, essentially. There you go. And all right, so here is some ride armor. Now I know there's something up top right over here, but I don't have the appropriate item. I just wanted to make mention that it's there, because yeah, there's gonna be some secret hidden pickups that you're gonna need. Some of the Robot Masters, that was close. Some of the Robot Masters items to obtain said items. Yeah, these robot suits. Okay, yeah, I guess another new addition to the X series is those things, ride armor. Excuse me, call them ride armor. And pretty basic in this first, in the first Mega Man X game. In the second Mega Man X game, I think they're still just as basic. They just add spikes to it. And then in the third Mega Man X game, though, they really make them. Okay, this is a real pain in the ass. I don't like this anymore. Stop it with your snow. They really make them pretty cool. Although they, you know what? I'll get to that. To my feelings about that when I get there. But all right. Let's go and take on Chill Penguin. Just as per classic usual, in Mega Man rules, you get a boss little room like that before you get there, so pretty cool. Alright, this is Chill Penguin, probably the easiest boss in the game. Serves as your training member, I guess you could say. It's really easy. But yeah, kind of just stick to the walls now. Actually hitting him yourself, like that will, or with his own body, will do more damage than his projectiles. And when he jumps up there, as you can see, sometimes he'll kind of like pull on his ring. And there we go. Alright. Yeah, not much else to say, sorry, about Chill Penguin. He kind of does the same casual patterns here. He'll either boost like that, he'll shoot ice rocks, or, blow the wind in your general direction to make things not so cool. Alright, and that was it for Chill Penguin and his abandoned missile base. And as per usual in the Mega Man style of things, how I do my Let's Plays, I pulled these names off the Mega Man homepage and just use them as my sidebars here. So yeah, those are going to be the level names. Awesome styles. We got Shotgun Ice, which is a pretty rad attack. It deals a lot of damage, actually. I believe it does have a freezing mechanism to it, but essentially it's just a really powerful gun weapon. So there you go. And who shall I go to next? Now I'm gonna do these kind of in my own order. Storm Eagle is the guy that I like to go to after this, because I find him to be also kind of one of the easier bosses where you don't really need the weapon that is needed. Actually, there's a lot of bosses I think in Mega Man X that I could do with just the Mecha Buster. Now, I'm not as you know, I am no master of any of these games. I am a casual rooster, but yeah, the Storm Eagle has got even more predictable than Chill Penguin's pattern, and yeah. So I go to him usually next, and he's also got a few pickups. There was one of them. There is the heart pickup that will increase my maximum capacity there in my health bar. And there's actually another hidden item. Actually, this level is full of it. Actually, I believe this level has one of everything that this game has to offer. You can essentially go to this level first and be totally straight. I don't even think you need the boots to... Oh, no, you do. Yeah, you can't go to this one first. You're going to need the boots. Yeah, otherwise, getting one of those items will render it unobtainable without the boots, essentially. So, or at least I haven't found out a good way to do it, but I'll make mention of that when the time comes here shortly. And as you can see, there's a lot of crap on the screen. Sorry for some of that slowdown, but these little tanks right here made much easier to do rather than jamming your gun button down like that. Because I don't believe I had a turbo set up for this, as I did for some of the older Mega Man games. But, that's the only part where really you're going to be jamming on it that bad. There is a weapon that'll make that a little bit easier, but I didn't pick it up first, so... And here we go into this nice little room here, and our next pickup, well, not yet, I gotta kill this thing first, which awesomely breaks all the windows. I always thought that was awesome. And we have an energy tank. Okay, so what that does, different to the old games, is back in the day you'd pick up an energy tank, an E-tank, one-time use, good to go. You can pick up to like 9 of them, I think, in some games. I can't remember. And then they were gone. And then you'd have to find them at another level and stuff like that. These work similar. You find the sub-tank. They're called sub-tanks now. And they give them to you empty. So you have to refill these tanks yourself. You only get 4 of them. And you have to fill them up with the excess energy that you pick up when your life is full. It only works when your life is full, so the only way to fill them is to be full on health and find you a nice grind spot. That will usually... there's some really good spots placed here and there, and I believe Armored Armadillo has one of the nicer grind spots, as well as near the end of the game, but I'll talk about that in the end of the part. This is only going to be a 3-parter series for Mega Man X, not a very long one, and I'm hoping to do the same for all 3 Mega Man X games. 3 parts, 3 games. So hopefully that I can do. You know, I have a nice beginning, explain what the game's about, the nice middle portion where we finished out the bosses, and then probably the last bit where it's always Sigma in the credits, and that will be how it's done for these. So there we go. It's always nice to have a plan. Plan out your games. There you go. Now, I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to drop this. I know this is starting up probably in my side. This is another side LP, so this will be on the shorter side since Super Metroid is already finished up. And Final Fantasy will be starting soon, the first Final Fantasy game. And then, yeah, I'm just a sucker for starting games early. I have to start with their first one, so after the live stream of Zelda 1 is over, then I'll probably either... I don't know if I'm going to do a live... Maybe I'll do a live stream of Zelda 2 as well. I don't know. I don't know yet. Because that game is a little bit longer, and it does allow itself a little bit better to a Let's Play style. But anyway, we got the helmet pickup, the helmet upgrade. And as you can see, what that does there is it breaks blocks above you. It kind of also works a little bit with like just hitting it kind of with a wall jump from, like, I call it the knee jump again. With your knee, almost. It's weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But you'll still see later. Actually, probably, I think next. You might see that next. Yeah, in the next level. And yeah, go all the way to the end over here for that 1-up. Nice 1-up pickup. Always handy. You know, for when you're running into crap like this all the time. And that's actually what happens when they pick you up. I don't think I ever showed that off. They just get really annoying, and then they commit suicide, and then they blow up on you, and you have a bad time. Alright, now these platforms, you gotta nail them. This is kind of reminiscent of Bubble Man from back in the day, although not as long. And just out of the way pretty quick. I always miss that rocket. I can't believe I actually got away from it this time, because it always looked like part of the scenery to me. I'd always miss it. Little secret here, though, if you go down and around, you can get a couple pickups right there, and then you don't even have to go through the boss door. You just go into the little ledge right there, and it takes you in just as usual. Neat little trick. Alright, and it's Storm Eagle. If you've played the, I think it was the PSP? Yeah, the PSP version of Maverick Hunter X. It came with an awesome anime OVA, or anime, whatever the hell it's called. A video of the Day of Sigma, which explains a lot of the backstory of this game, actually, and most of these city names, like Able City, and you know what zones we're in. Actually, we're taken from some of that. I kind of mixed Storm Eagle and Chillpinger, they were all part of the Maverick Hunters, actually. They were not, or, you know, peacekeeping robots. Maybe not, they're not even Maverick Hunters yet, maybe, but they have gone Maverick indeed, which means they've just gone against their programming and have started to do whatever they want, which is follow Sigma. I think Sigma had a hand in doing this, but as you can see, yeah, I'm talking over Storm Eagle because that pattern is just ridiculously easy. Back and forth, and when he tries to spin, he does have an egg spinning attack at you, but if you go off the screen, kind of how I did before, that's it. And you'll notice now the ship is falling out of the air now this time. So yeah, nice, neat little touches to this game like that. They really outdid themselves. And I haven't discussed what. Oh well, that's the storm tornado thing. Yeah, that thing is awesome. I'm so down with that move. That is an OP weapon. Incredibly, incredibly OP. Alright, we'll go to Flame Mammoth next, and this is where I was going to segue into explaining what one of the other features about this game is that the levels sort of change up depending on the order that you fight bosses. Now, what that means is, so this is supposed to be the a hot weapons plant, you know, prototype weapons plant here with lava and stuff, but since we've already beaten Chill Penguin, the level has been iced down, so there you go. If I had gone here first, which you totally can, this is actually one of the bosses I think would be okay, although I would have gone to Storm Eagle first probably, but I'm trying to do this with as much minimal backtracking. And that little sound effect you heard there, that means that my sub-tank is filling up. So it sounds a little bit different than the regular, and then this is tricky. Okay, there you go. If you could just catch it, like I said, like with your knee, you could bust it. And there you go. That's already like 3 of the 4 power-ups, main power-ups. There are some other ones, but yeah. And this is the one to increase the capabilities of our X-Buster, which is probably the coolest one there is. And funny enough, you can miss this and it not be a big deal. You can still get this later on. The game is generous. I will get to that when I get to that. But yeah, the level changing, it's not just this level that has it happen, so that's kind of why I made my background there, so you can see that there is actually supposed to be lava in here. Even though I didn't, you know, like I said, I've already beaten Chill Penguin, so there's no way I can come back and show you this level with the lava intact. So imagine some plumes of lava spitting out from the ground below us. There you go. Using that imagination. And not being able to skid across the ground like this to go pick up the item that you wanted anyway. So yeah, there you go. I guess you could go to Chill Penguin, get the boots, and then die if you wanted. I have made some runs. Okay, I believe I actually forgot something. I'm gonna go back and get it probably in the next episode. So there goes me talking about my saving time by not backtracking. Oh boy. Okay, but yeah, what was I saying? There was something. Yep, there it goes. It's gone. And let's try out some Storm Tornado here. This is gonna be a. Or yeah, maybe not yet. I'm gonna use it on the boss for sure because I'm going on weaknesses now. I think at this point there are some enemies though. I challenged myself one time to. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Going through and beating the or getting all the power-ups and then just dying out of the level, so I could fight all the bosses with full X armor. So that's just one thing you can do, you know, if you're bored of the game and or collecting none of the X armor. I don't think you have a choice with the boots though. I really don't think there's a way around that. Anyway, let's get our tornadoes out just so I can show you how beastly this weapon is. It's great. And since we've also gotten the Buster pickup, you can now charge these up. You can charge up your weapons, which is something you couldn't do in the old series. You can charge your Mega Buster, but you couldn't charge the weapons that came with it. So now we've got a little extra functionality for all of these games here in the 16-bit era, which was pretty cool. We liked it a lot back then. It was awesome. And this is just making supreme short work of Flame Mammoth here. As you can see, it sticks on the screen for a nice good bit. Your enemies can jump into it. You can do it, like, vertically if you're powering it up. It's almost so bad, I think I'm just gonna kill him with the Buster here at this point. There you go, right in your face. Right in your face. And that is it for Flame Mammoth. Alright, 3 bosses down in 1 episode. Not too terribly bad. I think that's gonna, like I said, be kind of the scheme for how I'm gonna do these going forward. Is try to beat, you know, a nice introductory, a nice middle part, and a nice ending with Sigma. There we go. And for defeating him, we get Fire Wave. Fire Wave is a very useful item. It drains a lot of weapon energy, but it is potent. So there you go. If you need the password, you can pause and save right there if that's what you're into, but other than that, thank you for watching Rooster Retro. My name is Roo, and we will see you on the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon to be reminded of future uploads. See you next time.